fine. Not a problem.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien.
Bien, so you say hi guys. How we doing today?
Pretty good.
So today will be, I was gonna do one on music, but I'll do that for the next one. How music really affects us and stuff. We'll go into that. But today I'll be talking about my testimony coming to Christ. Truly. So we gonna pray first. Oh God, we just thank you for the day. We thank you for getting us through this day, Lord. And I just thank you for making more, Father God. I just thank you for the food and the communication and community that we have here today. That we're able to come together as believers and learn something from about somebody or about each other. So we just thank you for the day. And I pray, amen. So yes, my name is Isaiah. I'm 17, and nothing really super special about me, but I love what I do. I love preaching. One thing about me is I always love public speaking. Like, I love talking. Ever since I was a kid. Anytime somebody got to pray, it was me. I always wanted to pray. Love praying. But we're gonna start at 5 since I can't remember back then. Right? So starting at 5. Ever since I was a kid, it's 5 of us in the house. But ever since I was a kid, I was different from all my other brothers, right? I was more active. I was more aggressive, way more aggressive. Love fighting. That was something about me. Everybody else is chill, and you're the only odd one out because you were so aggressive and you wanted to fight all the time. And I didn't know where it came from. Truly, it was just something that was like a part of me. And everybody else that's around, like when there's nothing else to do, you just mess with people. And I love messing with people, but that's just the overview. I gotta start from the jump. So at 5 years old, I was always in the church, loving parents, loving families. I don't think that affected it. But it was just me, right? I love the church. I used to come to church real fly. I would picture, I'll show y'all about me and my dad, like, suited up all the time coming to church, right? I love the church. And I was the second oldest. So I really more like in charge. Growing up, my dad had a business starting up. He did video. And he was working. When you in the business, if you don't know anybody, you're the one that's going to have to do everything. So he was doing a lot of things. So in my house, I was more like the father figure, quote unquote, for me. Because my big brother, I won't say he was soft, but he was like me. Like, I was get it done. He was more like a please, can you like get this done and stuff. I was more direct. So to me, I took charge in the house that I was in ever since a kid. So I'm directing people, like, clean up, do this stuff. Right, so leadership role was the leadership role was to the forefront as a kid. And I had siblings, so they listened. I was older and stuff. And the only problem was that if you didn't listen, you can't beat me, so I'm gonna make you listen. And it was like, that's how I went for a long time. And I grew up on that. And me personally, I grew up on that because I didn't like no. The word no is not on vocabulary. If you tell me no, I will find a way to get to it. I'll find a way to get around it. Almost all the time. But I really feel like I'm beating around the bush, so give me a second, because I'm gonna let God guide me where I want to start. So I gave y'all so I'm a time skip. I'm a loving kid. I like to talk. I like to help out. If you ask me something advice, I was one that kids went to for advice. I was the friend. I always had a lot of female friends, because when it comes to dudes, it was like they're so self-centered, or they're like in their own personal group that it's like you're not a part of them from the jump, you're not gonna be with them. So I always found myself around females because it's like I like to talk and I was an emotional person. That's why I was an emotional person. I love breaking down feelings. I love understanding why people feel the type of way that they feel. And me being emotional, I was kind of very sensitive. And me being very sensitive led me to me being a crybaby. You couldn't tell me no jokes. You couldn't joke with me. Like, I only remember my grandma, she made a joke. I'm mad, like, I'm about to cry mad. Cause I was one of those kids that I cry when I get mad. So it was like, I'm mad. Are you serious? Like, all we did was joke. So I just talked to God recently. And every week, we have a sit down talk. And I'm like, he opens I won't say portal, but he opens a viewpoint to where I went back in kid and I asked him, like, why did this happen? And just recently he revealed that this wasn't started. So as a kid, right, I was always talking loud, always directing, always telling people what to do, but I never felt heard. And me not feeling heard and problems that I may have had, it gave me a sense of, if you can't hear me, then I'm going to force you to hear me. And me force you. When you force somebody to do something against their own will, it's probably not looking good for that other person. And my will was fighting. I love fighting. So me stemming from not being hurt and me being a crybaby, I ran from emotions. I ran from crying and I stopped caring. And those three things really carried me. That stop caring was something serious, because when you don't care about something, you don't care about a lot of things. And when it came to that, it got to a point where I didn't even care about life, right? If you were an adult and you disrespected me, you're gonna get disrespected. If you were a kid and you disrespected me, you could fight me, or we could go all alone, talk about it, argue about it. I don't care. I will go with you all day. I will argue with you all day until I win. And if I can't win, fight me. And that's how I usually win. And that's growing up, right? So that's about 7. I got a concussion, so I couldn't play my first year of football. That's why I was so great at football. I was aggressive. I love hitting. Like, it was a drive. Imagine, like, you made it to the championship of your sport, and that, you know that high feeling that you get when you're in that sport, you about to play the game? That's what I got about violence. And it was so exuberant to me, like, oh my goodness, wow, it's crazy. And that's how I grew. So I'm gonna jump to 6th grade. 6th grade, I was about 13, 12, chill out. You know, I didn't like to talk that much because I always felt unheard. When you feel unheard, you tend to stop caring about your feelings, and you make everybody the forefront. So with me, I was a genius. I was self-proclaimed genius, yes. Why? Because I had people who have anger issues are kids who get angry and they can't control their anger. I had anger, and I thought about ways, strategic ways to get back at you and look at you hurt while I do it, right? That's why I say I'm a genius. I'm very smart. I know a strategic way to get at anybody. And I won't go backwards, but that's for the future. So, 6th grade, chill. We had COVID. But 6th grade, I was, you know, the chill guy. I was a little chubby dude back then, real short, chubby. But I always had to smile. People love, like, why you always smile? I'd be like, why shouldn't I? I don't care about what y'all got to say. So it was like me going through and stuff. And my worst fear is being betrayed or backstabbed. Why? Because it doesn't come from somebody you don't like. It comes from somebody who's in your struggle, who you care for deeply, and somebody you never respect. So me in 6th grade had my cousin. We like this. All the time we like this. And then, I don't know what happened, but like I said, I like to argue and I didn't care. And it was this group of girls. I always hated bullies. I fought a bully one day, and ever since didn't change my mind. Nah, but it came bullies. I hated bullies, right? And I was a bully myself. I didn't realize it, but I hated bullies. And y'all all have the group of mean girls that's in your school, right? Yes, no. Right. So because I didn't care and everybody else, I be seeing all these boys getting punked by these girls. I'm like, why are y'all getting punked, bro? Like, y'all not gonna say nothing, y'all not gonna do nothing. I be like, I hope they try me one day. I love talking, so if you gonna come at me, I'm gonna say something about you, right? And that's how that year went. Like, I was in half of their classes, and I promise you, half the class we're going back and forth arguing. I'm the annoying kid in school, and my toxic traits I like to feed into people's perspective of me. So if you think I'm a great guy, I'm gonna show you my great attributes. Now, if you think I'm annoying and I'm bad and I'm like the worst person alive, I'm gonna tend to be that person for you because, like I said, I think if I'm like this with everybody else and you're the only odd one out, who looks crazy? Not me, you do. So in a way, I love doing that and stuff. So it was like 6th grade, that's how I was. Then COVID hit. I was in the house all the time, and that's when I had nobody else to go to. Anger was being built up from who knows what. And I had my little brother. My little brother is another person like me. It was not just him, it was the whole family, right? So it gets to a point where when you messing with everybody in the house for so long, everybody gets fed up. And everybody was fed up with me. But I didn't care because what my parents would do, they're gonna whoop me, I get yelled at, and I realized since a kid that pain only lasts for so long. Like, I'll be crying for 5 minutes, and afterwards I'm back to normal. So I didn't really care about consequences like that because I'll take my consequences as long as you get hurt too. So I will mess with them. You don't do what I say, I mess with you. I take something from you, I bully, and this is for everybody. Now, it get to a point where they got tired of it and they wanted to fight back. I was not one to. I wasn't like that. I don't like being touched. As much of the touching that I did, I don't like being touched. Please do not touch me. But to them, they thought it was, don't hit me back. If I hit you, you can't hit me back. No, I wanted you to hit me back, because then I have to figure out to beat you up. So I would hit them, play with them, like mess it, like if I walk past you, I'm gonna bump you, you bump me. Oh yes, now we can fight about it. And that's how it went. 7th grade year, fighting all in the house. And one day I picked him up and I slammed him on his head. I slammed him, and it was like that changed the view. I slammed him, and it came to me like I hurt this man. He was sitting on the ground crying. And I'm like, only thing I could do was cover over him. And I'm like, dang, like that's the first time I realized that when you hurt somebody, there is no going back. As soon as they get hurt, you can't take that pain away instantly. That's something that's gonna stick with them for however long they got hurt. And like I thought he was playing until like he was laid on the couch with like he was like you know how like when a kid get hurt and you hold their head, it was like that. I'm like, dang, I actually felt bad. Mind you, this whole time I ran away from my emotions. So all I felt was anger and I didn't care. So it doesn't matter what you did or what I did to you, I'll just walk off like, oh well, you deserve that, right? I justify everything and this is what you deserve. And after that, like that was the first time I was like, damn, I really hurt this man. So I'm just like guilty, eating me alive. Mom came home, get yelled at. Stop touching them. You always think you're somebody that not their parent. You don't get to touch them. I'm like, okay, one ear out the other ear, because I've already heard this millions of times. Cool. Next thing, a couple weeks later, we fighting again. I slam him. I break his finger. Now he's saying, I'm thinking he's playing. He's crying. I'm like, why are you crying, bro? Parents are not home because they're working. I'm like, why are you crying? Like, it's not that deep, bro. It's just pain. He overreacts everything. He's the baby. So anytime he gets hurt, he gets the extra crying. So I'm not leaving until like it's 10 minutes later. He's still crying. So now I'm like, dang, bro. That's another time I was like the guilty. And I'm like, do I actually care about this kid? And then that's when it hit me like, although you ran from something and you covered yourself with pain and you covered yourself with anger and you let the world's perspective get to your head, God is still near your heart. Simply that. And God was always with me. Now I don't think I'm just an evil kid now. I was in church. I was really known in church. I was known for the preaching, not preaching, but the talking, the confidence, and the prayers that I did. Every time I prayed, it would be something real great. Everybody loved when Isaiah prayed. I love praying. And when it came to the church aspect, I was very much on that. So God was always with me. I've always known God, but God did not always know me. Because many people say, Lord, Lord, I did to your name, but God doesn't know who you are. And the real title is, does God know who you are? Because I was going through life thinking me and God was cool, and I was sinning, not realizing that God don't know me. I know God. I can claim no God. And that comes to it. 8th grade years when everybody started getting worse. You get back to school, not how people talk, not how people argue. I got 2 fights 8th grade year. Locker room, gym, somebody shot the crib. Oh yeah, don't disrespect me also. You disrespect me, I'm gonna get on you. And that was the 3 things. Don't disrespect me, don't touch me, and don't look at me crazy. That's what the 3 things were. In 8th grade year, that same group of girls, they was growing up together, and I was growing up too, and we could keep talking, so we went at it. I was hating in school. I had 2 friends that had 6 out of 8 classes that I had, and we loved laughing and making jokes all the time. But that group of girls did not like me at all, because I was the only boy out of everybody who would say something, and if you touch me, it's up, I don't matter who you are. So throughout the year, my cousin, remember, my cousin was trying to get popular, right? She's trying to be known. I can care less about being known. I love myself enough to not be worried about what anybody else has to say about me. My cousin, on the other hand, needed the validation. So anytime, people knew that we were cousins, so anytime we got an argument I got an argument with one of the girls, they would go back to her and say something. Your cousin's so annoying, your cousin this, your cousin that, right? So it's getting a bad look on her. Anytime I would have a problem, I would talk to her. But they keep talking to me, bro, like, I don't know. And then one day she said, well, stop talking to them and leave them alone. I was like, what you mean, bro? Like, you supposed to be my cousin. Why are you defending them? So it was like, that's how it went. But it got worse and progressively worse. And like, she did a whole 180. Like, she was right next to me. Next thing I know, half the year, she was going against me with them. And I'm like, dang, I really felt betrayed. That was the first time I got backstabbed. My cousin completely flipped, and it was like, that broke my heart. The heart that I didn't already have, because apparently I was heartless. But the heart that I didn't already have got broke, and I'm hurt. And I'm like, dang, my My cousin gone, I don't got nobody in the school, and it took us a while. I was always a family-oriented person. Like, when it comes to my family, I ride for my family. I almost got in trouble because somebody was messing with her. I got on a dude whole time. I get called into the principal's office, and a week later you're switching up on me. How you gonna do that to me? I'm your cousin. So that hurt me. And throughout the year, I talked to my mom. She was like, maybe if you don't respond, they're gonna talk to herself. So I'm like, okay, let me try. Mind you, the teacher gets on me because the girl, I came into that class late. The teacher would get on me anytime we were. So I'm like, okay, babe, let me stop talking. They try me, like they say something, cause I was easily triggered. I love arguing, so any small thing I'm gonna get in their head about. I was easily triggered, so they'll say something, I'm like, whatever, man. And then like they'll say something again, and I'm like, did I say something? I'm like, no, it's cool. And that happened for a week straight. They'll try me, and I just didn't say anything, so I'm like, y'all really like arguing now? It's getting boring. And then when I started seeing stuff, I started telling the teacher, I'm like, yo, can you like get these girls to stop messing with me? Like I'm just trying to chill now. I'm an 8th grader, like I don't got time to have drama anymore. And then she looked at it differently. And throughout the year, mine just like half the year. So throughout the year that happened, she started seeing that it wasn't me, but it was them. And like she would start getting on them. And the girls was mad. They was hot. Like the teacher that they've been with for the past 3 years is defending the kid that's been here half a year. And they was mad at the teacher now, but the teacher came to me, she apologized to me because she was like, I didn't realize how much it wasn't you, but you were defending yourself. Like these girls were coming at you and stuff. I'm like, you know, it's cool, because I was an all-over type of person. If you apologize to me, I will forget about everything, like, because I love like that. So if you apologize, it don't even matter. We can start fresh. And every year I ended, I did get in a fight every year. Some kid threw a basketball at my face, and I was not going for that. So I waited till he got outside the school premises, and then I beat him in the park. But that was crazy because that went through the whole school in a matter of days. And then the second one was some other kid. He said something about me, and I was like, you see me in the locker room, something like that. And then we got in the locker room, that little one too, and that little kid went about our week. So 8th grade year, I got back home with my cousin, and we're in the house, we're chilling. Now 9th grade year is when everything decided to change, because 9th grade year, I didn't have nobody at the school I was at, 1. And 2, I was a weirdo. Simple as that. I realized I was a weird kid. I used to just talk for no reason. I was a random kid. So like, imagine those kids that just be yapping about anything. That was me. Whole time, I have conversations in my head, and nobody knows what I'm talking about. But I'll just say something in the middle of the conversation that I have in my head. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you actually listen to what I'm saying. I'm actually making sense now. So now I'm getting mad. Mind you, this anger did not go away. It's still been here. And I feel like I've been talking about nothing. The whole time, I'm finna get into the real thing. So 9th grade year, I didn't have nobody. Meaning that I didn't have no friends. I was a chill dude, walking around doing my classes. I started talking to myself. I didn't have nobody to talk to. I have a lot to say. I think a lot. And with me thinking a lot and I have nobody to talk to, I started talking to myself. Now, like I said, this is high school. People are more free. They say really anything because the teachers don't care. And I realized that you can cuss in front of the teacher, and not me, but people would cuss in front of the teacher, and the teacher have nothing else to say. So I'm like, okay. Kids will talk crazy to me. I'm like, bro, why are you talking to me? So the anger is continuing growing. And one day I'm talking to myself, and then myself starts talking back. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm continuing going. Found me a little friend. And when I say myself was talking back a lot. And myself was very not good. Like, they are evil to the point where he was evil. I can't lie. And I manifested somebody in my head, and I was like, because I love God so much, in the sense that I was stuck in the middle, I separated that entity from myself. Because I didn't want to be known as that type of person the whole time. Like, I was that person, but people couldn't see like the split. And with me, I love God, and like I wanted God, and I didn't strive for God though. I didn't get in my Bible. I didn't seek God. I just love God. I knew that God was the main cornerstone of my life. That's what I need to feed to. Because I'm in church. Like, it's not that I'm not doing nothing. It's just, this is me as a person. And I separated it. And the thing was pretty easy because the name was Jason, right? I named it Jason after Jason Voorhees because Jason was a killer. Now, Jason being a killer and me being myself, I'm talking to somebody in my head doesn't sound really cool. ninth grade year, I would go around with a knife and like act like I'm doing this to somebody's throat, right? And I'd be like, dang, like, oh my gosh, this is fun. Like, oh, I'm hurting somebody? This is crazy. Like, pain to me was so fun. I love seeing somebody hurt. And it was like, that, like I said, that thrill that you get from about to play football, about to get in your game. Like, you go out there and focus. You just won to win the score. You all happy. That's literally what I get from hurting somebody. And it was like so great to me that it was like, I can feel something finally. And in my head, I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm not really known around school, so maybe I can be fine with this. No, okay, but I started, my sister came a while ago. Well, I didn't really like my sister a lot because I felt like she was taking love away from my mom. I was a jealous kid. I didn't like my mom calling other kids baby. I'm like, why are you calling baby? That's not your daughter, that's not your son. Stop calling them that. Now I got a problem with them and I got a problem with her. Cause like, why are you calling them that? I'm telling you I don't like that. I'm your son, you listen to me, them or me. Cool. She came, she was here for a while. But I never liked her because I felt like she was taking love away from my mom. And if you make me angry, I'm fighting on you. And one day she made me angry. And I was taught, mind you, Jason was a killer, so I like to watch that stuff. I like to watch it like, you know, the national, it's something, but it like talks about serial killers. And like, it talks about serial killers, how they get caught and stuff. So I'm diving deep into that. I'm like, I can name, if you just tell me the crime, the amount of kills, I can probably tell you the killer, how they did it. It was that bad. And I'm diving deep into this. It's kind of crazy, but.
Megan. Megan.
That's way past. I don't remember a lot of that. And I didn't older that this wasn't just now, but this has been since I was like 7. Like I dealt with like, I had a problem because if you made me mad, I would get at you. And I just talked about this recently. I forgot about it because like it's in the past, like I've been reborn. But like think about it. I used to put, if I didn't like you and you were a friend, or you were somebody that came to my house, I would put thumbtacks on my bed and be like, you can lay in my bed so that you get poked by them.
You need therapy, man.
I have a lot to talk about. My brother, if you didn't do nothing, if you asked me for something, yeah, your fork probably got dropped on the ground. Your spoon. Don't trust me with a drink. It's not like I was speeding or something, but it was like.
Oh man, get to Jesus.
Get to Jesus. If you think that's bad, it gets worse, right? I will target you. And like I really extorted people like in my house, like people who live with me. If I didn't like you, it's not, I'm like bullying you basically. And it's like I used to focus on you entirely to where it's like if you didn't conform to the rules that we set here, you're gonna hate it here. And that's how it was with a lot of people that live with us. And I didn't care because my parents are gonna beat me and it's gonna go away and you're still gonna be stuck with me. Don't let them leave the house because you're up, like it's that. And like I said, it gets to 9th grade year, it's been crazy. 9th grade year, I'm talking to myself, his name was Jason. Jason, imagine this, right? I need y'all to take a picture. I'm not gonna go deep into it because you're gonna think I'm crazy. If I see a group, this is how evil, this is the evilness that I was actually deciding. If I seen a group of people, my thought wasn't, oh, what are they doing? My thought was, I had a grenade and I just threw it into them. And it was like, that would be crazy, like seeing everybody, and it was like in school, I would think, man, what if I just sat on top of the roof and had a sniper and I was just sniping people off in the school and nobody knew where I was, you know, and I could just be like, oh my gosh, like thinking like that. And I had to talk with Mr. Notice. It was the fact that I was able to think, right? Because I was so dead to feelings, because I was so dead to like caring about people, my thinking process went away. So when I started thinking, it made me happy. Like I get to think, I get to care about something. And it was like, that was the part that allowed me to like go deeper into that. This is something that I can dive into. This is something I can think about. Be like, dang, how come he did this? I mean, like it made me think, and I was happy about that. And I know it was bad though, so that was 9th grade year. 10th grade year was my turning point.
Whew. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Woo. At 9th grade was a little much for me, man.
So I don't know that I'm crazy dude. I was on 14 football, so I was real good at football. I'm well respected when it came to that. I just knew if you were with me and you play football on the football team, you'll end up loving me. And I realized like 2 things gonna happen. You're either gonna love Isaiah or you're really gonna hate Isaiah. Because it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't like me, I don't care. I don't know you. Why do I have to care about you liking me? And then I'll make it worse because now that you don't like me, I'm gonna feed into you not liking me. I'm gonna do things that you don't like me more. And if you do like me, I'm gonna sit down and talk to somebody right here like, yo, how's it going? In your face. And then I'm gonna look at you and be like, why are you looking at me, bro? Like, bro, this kid is so weird. Like, every time I talk to somebody, he's staring at me or something. And I was correlated. You look crazy. I don't look crazy. Genius. So, 10th grade year, I played 9th grade football. I was well respected on the football team because I'm good at my sport. I know how to lead. I know how to...
Dodge.
No, not dodge. I know how to tackle. I know how to hit. I know how to, like, control the football team, control the defense because I'm a defensive player. Now, 10th grade year, now Jason was still talking in my head. It was Jason all 2023. I loved it. And he was a separate part. He was hype. Anytime I would get him, every time me and him would talk, he's plotting on somebody. Now, Jason wanted to be a professional serial killer. And that's how bad it got. It was like, you know what? If I can't feel anything when it comes to being good, I'm just going to be 100% bad. So, 10th grade year, if you made me mad, I plotted your whole murder. Some kid would hit me. He hit me.
10th grade's not much better. So much
It's
better.
not a
Right.
But like 10th grade, like I'm on the football team, I'm working out, some kid touched me, like, why are you touching me? I was like, you know what, I'm gonna follow this kid home. You know, if his mom answers the door, I'm gonna leave her on the couch. Then when he walks in, I'm gonna be like, see, this is what you did, kill him, and then erase my tracks and be like, dang, that sucks, bro. You shouldn't ever touch me. And that's how I would think, like, if you made me mad, you looked at me wrong, and like, hey, come here, who you talking to? I mean, so now I just planned your whole thing, like, I would ask questions to my mom, like, huh, what if I kill somebody, right, but I put them at the top of a tree? You think they'll fall down? If I'm like, what if I put somebody in the ceiling, like, you think people will find them or something? And it would be like, I think they'll find them. What's wrong with you, buddy? And I'm like, nothing. I'm just asking them. So, one day I got this serial killer book. It was like, I got this serial killer book. It was like this thick. Like, imagine it, all the serial killers in the USA. I get this book.
Oh, we're in the 11th grade.
No. This is not 10th grade. I got this book, and mind you, I'm still going through school. I'm the leader at FCA, Florida Christian Athletes in my school. People ask me questions and stuff. I'm in class, and if you get mad, I love to laugh. Like, you get me mad, I'm excited because now I get to hurt you. And I would laugh. I wouldn't get like mad. I would laugh like, oh my gosh, yes, somebody gave me a reason to do something. And the chick hit me. I'm laughing. Everybody looking at me like, what is wrong with him? Is he crazy? And one day I'm sitting in class and we're talking about God. And I'm like, oh yeah, I believe in God. And some kid was like, no you don't. I'm like, he way across the class. Like, I'm over here, he way over there. I'm like, how you gonna tell me who I believe in? He was like, not how you be acting. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, what you mean? And then he was like, bro, you be going around here, mind you, I didn't curse till I was like in the 9th grade. I was scared. First curse word I said was the S word. I failed. And I said it on accident. I'm gonna get beat. I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, nobody heard me. Nobody cares. Oh shoot. Everybody saying it. I just blend with everybody else. So I'm like, how you gonna tell me? H. I didn't say that first. How you gonna tell me who I believe? It was like that right there. You be going around cursing. You be acting like you be stabbing people. You wanna kill people. Like, what's wrong with you? You can't believe in God, right? And I'm sitting back like, dang, this is crazy. People see that? I'm like, that's when I first realized that people actually watch you. People pay attention to what you do, especially if you're playing something that is very powerful, very high. People definitely watch you. And me being a leader at FCA, he was like, bro, only reason why I go to FCA is because my friend. Especially if you're leading it, I would not be going there because you're just going against everything that you're talking about. Why would I want to believe in a God that his people are actually acting crazy like you? I'm like he going in. I'm like, all right, bro, I understand what you're saying. And I had this serial killer book. I heard what he said, just talking about God. Anytime it pertains to God, I lock in, I focus, because it's truth. Who am I to reject the truth? I don't do that for me. So it was like, I have this serial killer book. I finished the book. As soon as I close the book, I'm sitting on my bed. It's 9 o'clock. As soon as I close my book, I'm 14 years old. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. I find me a new encyclopedia about serial killers. And God was like, so you can read a whole book about serial killers, but you can't read a single page of my book. And I was like, taken aback. Like, you know how like when Peter got astral projected out his body when he got hit by Doctor Strange. You ever seen the movie? But that's how it was. It was like my body just like was sitting there, my spirit flew backward, and like it sucked back in. I'm like, why am I talking to myself, bro? What am I talking about? It's crazy. And then he was like, oh, you're not talking to yourself. I'm definitely talking to you. I'm like, is this God? He was like, who else you think it is? Like, and I'm like, okay, where's this Jason guy at? Because maybe I'm just talking to myself. He's like, yeah, he's caged up right now because apparently I need to talk to you personally. And I'm like, okay, so he's like, you can read a single page of my book, you claiming me, yet you're still acting worldly. And I'm like, I can't say nothing because I was. And we had a whole conversation. And it was like, he took me back. I seen a lot. And I'm like, I called that much name. And then I had to think, I'm like, he was like, you think you can go to heaven? I'm like, after seeing it, like, no. He was like, you're correct. People who believe in me do my will and obey my orders. You haven't done that. So I'm sitting here like, dang. I didn't cry, because I haven't cried in a long time. I didn't cry, but I'm sitting on the verge of tears like, bro, this man was watching me the whole time. And he didn't say nothing, he let me get this crazy. And it was like, after that day changed. And I was like, so what do I do? And he was like, well, first you gotta repent. So I was on my bed, repenting for my sins. And I'm on my bed, and he started telling me what my future look like. He was like, you're gonna change. I got you being at the top. You're gonna be number one. He put 4. Now I take it as for $1 million, 40 million, I don't know, but I know 4 something is gonna be the amount of people I'm gonna save. It's not 4 people or 40, because I've already done that. So we don't hire numbers now. And 4 was the number for me. He was like, you're gonna be at the top. You wanna be number one pastor? I'm like, yeah. He was like, that's what you're gonna be. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this. He was like, now you can't be going back to school acting all crazy. You gotta show these people that I am the true God. And I was like, oh, for sure. It's 10 o'clock. Mind you, I started at 9, it's 10 o'clock. I had a whole conversation with God at 9 o'clock for a whole hour. I don't know how happy y'all would be, but that same feeling I got from thinking about killing people was the same people I got from the love of God. And like, he dawned on me. And I'm like, the love of God is real. And the love of God is changing. And the love of God is so secure that when you feel like you're down, or when you feel like you're lost too deep, God is going to pull you out just at the right time, and he's going to save you from any possible circumstance or sin, evil that you think that you're going to get stuck in forever. And ever since then, I changed it up. I started acting better in school, started doing better in school, and it wasn't the fact that I said I was going to change, but people actually seen it. And it got to a point where, this is still temporary, it got to a point where people actually would come to me and be like, Reese, because they call me Reese, they'd be like, Reese, I really seen a change in you, like, you kind of matured. And I'm like, for real, thank you. I'm like, I gave my life to Christ. You want to try it out? And it was like, I mean, I believe in God. Man, you playing. I said, God gonna find you one day though. And they just laughed my boy, but it was 3 people that came up to me, 3 different people. And it was like, Reese, I don't know what happened, but it's like you matured on the verge, like you changed, like you doing better. Like I haven't heard you do nothing crazy. I'm like, man, that's God, bro. And that's all I can say. Like I'm gonna be like, I appreciate it, man. That's me. Now, cause I understand who it was. And that's when I was like, man, I kind of want to preach. And that's why I went to my pastor. I was like, yo, I want to preach. Put me on something. And then the opportunity came. It was a kids' day at church, and they was like, oh, we need somebody to talk. And I didn't know about this, but my mom was like, Isaiah, come here. I'm like, okay. She was like, there's something at church, and they want you to talk. And I'm like, for sure. This what I'm looking. I'm like, really? So you hearing me? This what I'm looking for? Oh, for sure. Like it's like you actually listening, and it's not like I'm talking to myself. Cause like, how you gonna talk to somebody who you don't know and that you can't see? And that's how I used to think. I'm like, man, you can talk to God. I be hearing people in church talking. I'm like, are they just talking to themselves? I couldn't truly believe. And I'm like, okay, you listening? So like, boost the faith in me. Now I get to talk, I get to preach, and like, I have support. If it wasn't for support, I wouldn't be here today. I would continue to do what I was doing because if it wasn't for the support of my family, my brothers that actually came behind me, it was like, yo, you did a good job. I don't know where this came from, but this is you. I love this for you. Do this. Like, I wouldn't be here. And I'm so grateful for that because that was my stepping stool to keep going. And 10th grade year, I'm sitting in class, I'm sitting in my room, bro. My mom said, "Come here." I said, "Come here." Bro, I'm like, we're not doing, my grades is good. And my dad's in the living room. It's dark too. I'm like, I ain't doing anything. I get caught doing something like, yeah. I'm sitting on the couch, it's hitting me. So, we hear a child opportunity for the kids. Do you want to go? I'm like, I did this. Y'all playing, bro. Y'all gonna call me in here so maniacally, and you gonna ask me if I want to go to a different school. You could have did it all differently. They start laughing at stuff. I'm like, you think this is funny? No. I had to be scared. And I'm like, yes, let's do that. I'm like, I heard a lot about this school, so I don't really know. But let's do it. So we get into it, we start talking, and I get a tour of the school. I'm like, okay, this is cool. But mind you, I heard a lot about the school. I'm like, this school not all good. Like, I heard people be talking kind of racist here. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go. So I do the tour of the school, and I'm like, bro, teacher's cool. The lady cool. I don't see you tripping. I get into the school, and I'm thinking this is gonna be bad. I'm like, if I hear somebody call me the N-word, say the N-word, I'm fighting. I'm off real fight. You're gonna get called. And that just never happened. And I got into the school, football season was at the beginning of school. Since I love playing football, I was introduced to the team and stuff. That like first day, I was accepted. I'm like, oh, I heard a whole lot of bad stuff about this school. This is not how I thought it was. Like football team accepted me, and I'm like, okay, cool, they got me. I'm like, oh, for sure. So I'm in the game. I'm like, my job really aggressive. I love hitting. So I'm like, I want to hit you, all the big people on the team, you. I want to hit y'all with a pass. Come on. He was like, you know what, buddy? I want to hit you too. I'm like, buddy. Never heard that before, bro. Okay, let's do it. And football season starts. I'm a star on the football team, and it was like that's how I started being known in the school. But it was like people didn't come and be like, so who are you? They'll just be like, hi, this is me. Nice to meet you, by the way. You want to be friends? And I'm like, sure. I didn't really have friends because I don't like talking to people. If I were to talk to you, I probably would. No, I held my friends very deep, so I didn't do nothing to them. But it was like. They'll probably see me as weird, so I'm like, oh, maybe not. But I started being friends with people, and it was like, I started being cool. And people actually started liking me, and it was like, the bad things that I heard about this school ain't really that. So it was like, don't think that's because somebody said something. Because the devil puts in your ear the half or the 1/4 or the little bit. You have a circle, and the devil puts in your ear this little small molecule that this is it, and it projects. And because he's like a roaring lion, but really he's a kitten in the corner. Don't let that affect your view of what God has for you. Because when you let that take over, then the God part gets little. And you start hearing the devil's voice more than you hear God's voice. And it's proven. And that's true. And I won't say the lesson because I'm not there, but I became a pastor at 16. I decided to fully give my life to Christ. And on that day, I didn't care that I was turning 16. I cared that I was about to preach. I was about to get, it's not nominated, but I was about to get, what's the word? Ordained, yeah. Ordained as a real pastor. I get to come into the school as a pastor at 16 years old. Coach E always talking about something. Oh, I'm the youngest pastor in St. Pete in Hunter's Park at 19. Nope, I was a pastor at 16. How about that? And I said that to him. He started laughing and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I get a good spirit. This is something I want to do. And when I seen that the whole church was packed, I'm like, the support was there, bro. And ever since then, I never turned backwards. Like, anytime I don't get mad at somebody, my first thought isn't killing them. My first thought is, dang, what did I do? Or what can I do to fix this relationship? And I thank God for that. Because it was like, I look back and I'm like, bro, I don't know how I was able to do that, how I was able to think like that. But it's like the fact that that part of my head is not there anymore, and it's the fact that God's love fulfilled that and not just took it away, but it fulfilled that hole that was there. Yeah. It amazes me still to this day that I'm able to move and think like, you know what? God is good. God is amazing. God is real. And God is always watching you. So, because we're almost out of time, I'm going to leave you guys here today with, I won't say a quote, but for Psalms 23. I'm gonna say it for you. I'm not gonna say it for you. Psalms 23 is the verse that I go by. Because when I was lost, he leaded me beside still waters. And he restores my soul. And he placed me at the table with the enemies that I had, that I can fix this relationship and bring them to God and not away from him. Because I'm supposed to be a vessel. I'm supposed to be used by God, not myself. And when people see me, they should see the Spirit in me. Not from what I say, well, yes, from what I say, but also from what I do. People should know you by what you do, because everybody talks, but everybody doesn't do what they say. So, today, I'm very thankful. I'm glad I met Pastor Drew, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got an opportunity. I'm glad that he took a chance on me, that he probably didn't even know my backstory. But it's the fact that he didn't see me, but he seen what I could be. And that's how we need to see ourselves. Not in the time of, this is where I'm stuck at, but this is where God wants me to be. But it's that gap in between that makes who we are. So, that's my story, guys. Thanks for watching. Click the link down now. Thank y'all for listening to me. That is my testimony how I really truly came to Christ.
Subscribe.
Huh?
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
That's how I
thought you
came to
said you
Christ.
cried. I was like,
I thought he said
yeah.
6 club. I'm like, what?
No, that's awesome.
Like
All
6
right,
club.
yeah, you guys did. Man, I love that testimony. Ninth grade scared the poo out of me, but besides that, everything else was good, right? Everything else was good. Yeah, ninth grade, I thought we were watching Scream or something. I was getting very scared. But I'm glad you got past ninth grade, and the Lord did some cool things, and He is doing. And I will say this: one thing I love about that is that it doesn't matter what's going on. Like, that's crazy stuff, man. I mean, that was the devil, right? I mean, that was the devil. And you know, that's what he's working against. The Bible says to take every thought captive, right? You know, so all these thoughts are coming in, and you need the Lord, man. People need the Lord. There's a lot of people out there, and that's why we want to make sure that the ministries that we're leading, whether we're doing school clubs or whether we're doing city regional Sunday night, that we're giving people an opportunity to accept Christ and then have their life changed, right? And to experience what it means to really know the Lord. So I'm going to close this in prayer. Y'all can hang out for just a little bit. But some of y'all, you need to keep your eyes out. It is 7:30 and your ride may be here. Of course, Kendrick's ride's always here because he rides himself.